Welcome to Jazz Time. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so our customers can easily choose the best watch for themselves in the comfort of their own home. If you like this watch and would like to buy it at the lowest price anywhere online, in fact, even below the authorized dealer, click on the link in the description below to buy it at jazztime.com. Today, I'm going to be reviewing the Rolex Day-Date 36 Rainbow in yellow, gold, and diamonds, reference 128348 RBR. I'm going to talk to you about the bezel, the dial, of course, the case, the bracelet, the movement, try it on, and give you my thoughts. So let's start. This is the Rolex Day-Date 36, but it's not just any Day-Date 36. It's a very special one. In fact, it's called the Rainbow. And it's called the Rainbow for the obvious reason that you see the hour markers here have rainbow colored gemstones. We'll get into that when we talk about the dial. Now, Rolex makes Day-Date, just a little history or background. Rolex makes the Day-Date in size 36 and 40. 36 is the smaller of the two and can be worn by both a man or a woman. A woman who likes to wear larger watches, or a man who likes to wear a more gentlemanly size, smaller watches, or who just has a smaller wrist. Okay. Now, this rainbow comes in 3 different materials. As you can imagine, Rolex does their precedence only in precious materials, so it can be made. Rolex makes the rainbow in white gold, yellow gold, which is what you see here, and also rose gold. Now, all 3 are the same, except, of course, the base material that the watch is made in. This one is made in yellow gold. Now, of the 3, I would probably have to say that the yellow gold pops the most, in the sense that it's the most bright and it's the most eye-catching. White gold is the least eye-catching, yellow gold is the most, and rose is somewhere in between. So if you want a loud watch, not that this watch isn't loud enough, but if you're going to get a watch that's loud, as the diamonds and the rainbow make the watch out to be, then you might as well get it in yellow gold and be as loud as possible. Okay? Now, let's talk a little bit about the case. The case is 36 millimeters. That's my thumb to my index finger from the 8 o'clock to 2 o'clock position, the longest distance across the bezel of the watch. That's 36 millimeters, and it's using a standard Day-Date case or oyster case. It's not any different from any other of them because it doesn't have any gemstones. So actually, it's just a regular Day-Date or oyster case. But of course, it's made in yellow gold. It has your standard monoblock middle case with a screw-down case back and winding crown. All that means is it's made out of a singular piece of gold, and it's actually the same thing as the Datejust as well as the other Day-Dates. Okay, but now where this watch differs is let's start getting into it. The bezel. Now, first, the bezel is set with diamonds. Now, that's not necessarily different from other Day-Dates. A lot of Day-Dates have diamond bezels on them. This one, of course, has a very nice diamond bezel. Now, I want to remind you that anytime Rolex does diamonds on their watches, they do it to the absolute perfection. They use D to G color stones, colorless stones, internally flawless, and natural stones. Those stones are all picked, hand-selected by gemologists for the very best ones, and then given to gem setters who will set it perfectly with the perfect orientation inside a precious metal. Of course, in this case, it's yellow gold. So the bezel itself is set in yellow gold, and it's set. A lot of things have to be just right to set it perfectly. The level of the stone, the orientation of the stone, etc., etc. And that's all done by hand and an in-house Rolex gem setter. Not a watchmaker, but a gem setter. So that the gems are placed perfectly, they light up and display this beautiful synchrony of blinginess. Okay? So that's the bezel. Now, they also make this bezel in a fluted bezel. This one happens to be a diamond. They don't make it in a dome bezel, and I think that makes sense because the dome bezel is the base model. So that they make it in the diamond bezel. Now, let's talk about this dial. Now, the dial is what makes this watch so special because the rest of it is special, but not as special as this dial. Now, the dial, as you can see, there's a reason why they call it the rainbow, is because you'll have 10 baguette cut rainbow colored sapphires here. So you have purple, and it starts to fade toward this yellow, then it goes to green, and then goes to a shade of blue. So it goes through all the colors of the rainbow, but it does so in a blending way. Okay, now the baguette means it's like a rectangle, and it's cut in that rectangular shape. It has diamonds, sapphires, rubies, emeralds. The most noblest and precious metals or precious stones are selected to be on here. And as I told you earlier, they use a very experienced gemologist first to find the stones. These are all natural stones, so they have to make sure that they hand select the ones that are done correctly. It's not like they make a ton of these. They make, just a handful of them and distribute them, worldwide. And so, and of course, these are natural stones, and it takes a long time to make these, so they don't make a lot of them. All right. And then once they've selected the stone, as I said, they give it to a gem setter, which by hand places each one of these little diamonds. Now you see the dial itself is also paved with diamonds, and each of these diamonds are placed by hand, assuring the precision to within literally hundredths of a millimeter. So Rolex says that such stringent tolerances guarantee that each stone shines with the optimal brilliance, is perfectly aligned with those around it, and shines and sparkles with exceptional intensity and reflects the standard of excellence required by the brand. So basically, this dial is very difficult to make, is very beautiful. It uses only the absolute best, and this is the result. Rainbow Day-Date. This dial. Okay, so that is the dial. Now, of course, it tells the day and the date, Monday through Friday at the top, and 1 through 31 on the 3 o'clock position. I don't think that's anything different from any other day date. Okay, so the dial is really what makes this watch what it is. And let's now talk about the bracelet. Now, the bracelet, interesting, is that if it wasn't enough that this watch was already completely blinged out with rainbows, diamonds, everything, they also offer a version of this with no diamonds on the bracelet. And by the way, if you want to buy this one or any other one, click on the link in the description below to buy it at jazztime.com. Now, the bracelet in this situation has full diamonds, and you cannot actually get any Rolex that is any more blinged out than this. This is the absolute blinged out as you possibly can get. Rolex also makes it with no diamonds on the bezel or no diamonds on the bracelet, and of course it's quite a bit cheaper. But I think if you're already going to do diamonds, you're already going to do it like this, you might as well just bling it all the way out and just let it fly. So you might, and let me remind you, or I guess I'll tell you at the end when I give you my thoughts about this, right? So now that we're talking about the bracelet. Now the bracelet is your standard president bracelet, which is an iconic bracelet. It has 3-piece links across, and it's just semicircular 3-piece links, by the way. It was created in 1956. That was when the Day-Date was created, and it has this president band. Now, of course, it looks fantastic, and as you see, the center links are gems set with diamonds on them. Now, a lot of places and stores, sometimes they'll try to copy this by putting gems or diamonds in the center aftermarket, but nobody does it quite like Rolex does. For all those reasons I stated earlier, they have an expert gemologist as well as an expert gem setter set these diamonds in to perfection so that when it's done factory, it's done absolutely perfect. I'm not a huge fan of setting it afterward or aftermarket setting. Although it looks kind of right from far, it looks good from far, but far from good. And when Rolex does it, it looks just absolutely perfect. Okay. All right, so that is the bracelet. Now let's talk about the movement. The movement is the standard 3255 caliber. It's a perpetual mechanical self-winding movement. It has precise to plus minus 2 seconds a day and has a power reserve of 70 hours. I call it a standard movement because it's the same caliber that is in both the Day-Date 36, which is what you see here, and as well as the Day-Date 40. And so it's the movement that is used in all of the Day-Dates. And why not? Because it does the same exact function, which is to tell the day and the date. So why not use the same caliber? And at any rate, you can't see it anyways, so it really doesn't matter a whole lot. Okay, so I've gone ahead and talked to you about all those things. So time for me to try this on. Okay, now I am a man, of course, and my wrist size is 7.5 inches. I weigh 200 pounds and I'm 6 foot tall. Now I'm going to wear this watch on my wrist so that you can see it. Of course, it looks really baller on me. And let me give you my thoughts. Well, you know, if you're a baller, not an econo baller, not a kind of baller, but a true baller, and you know, you got some extra dough to spend and you want to wear something that is out of this world, then definitely this would be a watch for you. I think a man or a woman could pull this off. Now the watch, let me give you an idea, it retails around $135,000, and at jazztime.com we're selling it for around 118,000, or give or take. So it's actually selling for below retail at the moment. Now I don't know if that's going to go up or down with time, who knows? But as of the making of this video in 23, this watch is actually selling below retail. Meaning, you know, first of all, this watch is impossible to find at the authorized dealer. If you want to order it, you know, you could be waiting years, and it's almost impossible to find. And you probably have to have a huge spend list before you'll be even considered by the AD to purchase this watch. Meaning you would have to have spent hundreds of thousands at the authorized dealer before they would even put your name down for this. And even if they did, you'd probably have to wait several years before you could even receive this watch. But at jazztime.com, or by clicking on the link in the description below here, you can actually get this watch below retail, brand new, tomorrow by simply sending us a wire and paying for this watch, or taking the one I have sitting right here in my hand. Okay, so my thoughts are on this watch is that it's a total baller watch. If you want to have a statement piece that, you know, it says, hey man, I got too much money, I really don't give a F, and I'm the man, you know, or woman, you know, and I have excellent taste. This is you know, I can wear a diamond Rolex, you know, rainbow watch. Well, then this is going to be the watch that you would probably select. I can't imagine any other Rolex being at a higher level than this. In fact, I don't believe they make any that are higher than this. It's pretty much got everything. Now, the only thing I could say is that they make this watch in size 36. Had they made this one in size 40, it would be massive. It would probably be selling for like $400,000. I know so because the Rainbow Daytona is selling the same, which is more or less the same thing as selling for like, I don't know, 500,000 or 600,000, whatever it is. So, and 36 is a little bit small for some men, but that's not necessarily true. In fact, Conor McGregor, who has got a pretty large wrist, I want to say his wrist is around 8 inches wide, which is a large wrist considering he's only like 5'8" or 5'9", but he's got very big wrists. I only know because I can kind of tell by the size of the watch on his wrist. I've seen so many watches. But he does wear 36 Day-Date from time to time. So I've seen it on his wrist. So if it's good enough for Conor McGregor, then it's probably going to be okay for you too. So 36 is not that small. I'm not sure why Rolex didn't put it in 40 also, but I'm sure they have their reasons. At any rate, it's not too small, considering that if you put diamonds on the band, it actually makes the watch look quite a bit bigger because it sparkles, and you know, it still looks, it does not look too small in my opinion. So a guy, let's say you're at Vegas or some, you know, red carpet, you know, or some massive party where you just want to stand out, well, this definitely would be the watch for you. I can't see this as a daily wearer though. Now, on the other hand, for a woman, it would be an excellent choice as well because of the colors. It can match a lot of different things. You have this beautiful dial, and of course they say diamonds are a girl's best friend. So, you know, naturally it would make sense that a woman could definitely wear this watch. And In fact, we've sold these watches to women before, so I know that women do wear them. And of course, I think if you could afford, I think that the first thing is, first of all, you need to be able to afford this watch. You know, it's over $100,000. So if you're able to afford it, yeah, of course, it would be a great watch for women. I can't imagine which woman would not want to have this watch. Okay, in fact, what man would not want to have this watch? Okay, anyways, those are my thoughts. So look, if you want to buy this watch and you want to pay the lowest price possible, you have to go to jazztime.com or click on the link in the description below.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to Model as seen in video, click on it and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.